Tonight, we will hear presentations from two members of this graduating class. Mr. Ryan Thier is valedictorian of the class of 2012. He is the son of Mr. and Mrs. Charles Thier of Oak Forest. Ryan is a graduate of St. Damian's School, Oak Forest. Mr. Jordan DeBoard is president of the class. He is the son of Mr. and Mrs. Timothy DeBoard of Schererville, Indiana. Jordan is a graduate of St. Michael's School, Schererville. Between these two presentations, the senior members of the choral program will provide their reflection in song.
Hello, and good evening. It is my honor to speak as the valedictorian of the class of 2012. I would like to begin with thanks. First and foremost, thanks to God, to whom we all owe the blessings and triumphs of the past 4 years. What we have achieved through Him. Thanks also to our parents and families, in particular my mother, my father, and my grandmothers Dora and Ann. Hey, Nana. Our families are responsible for starting us onto our successes, and for that, we are tremendously grateful. Of course, we owe thanks to the faculty, staff, and administration of Marian Catholic for maintaining this great school where we spent so much time and energy. And we thank our teachers, because even when senioritis set in during those last few weeks, or semesters for some of us, they tried to help us realize that learning never stops, as one of our AP teachers put it during those last few days of classes. Granted, it's possible he was just being sarcastic and wanted us to be quiet, but there's truth to that statement nonetheless. I would also like to thank you, my classmates, for making our time at Marian so memorable. I would be remiss, however, if I didn't acknowledge a classmate who is not here tonight. The loss of Paige Kurston was a tragedy which the Marian community will never forget. And though there is no reason why such a thing should happen to such a person, we will honor her memory by living the fullest and best lives that we can. When I graduated from junior high, somebody told me that high school would be the best years of my life. I don't think they were quite right, though I personally had an awesome high school experience. Besides academics, I was lucky enough to play 4 years of lacrosse, and I'll never forget those experiences. Running ladders outside in winter and coming from behind to win in the fourth quarter of a game are the kinds of memories that stick with you. Kind of like that broken rib I got last year, which may or may not have been inflicted by a teammate. John Bona. Excuse me. But that's not a story for right now. Many of my classmates also have experiences which they will remember. For the athletes who have gotten hundreds of wins over the past 4 years, the artists who have assembled spectacular galleries, the musicians who have made our band nationally known, the speech students who are always placing first in something, those students who have been active in the missions, or anybody who has done something fun or rewarding with a club, high school will be a time they look back on and think, yeah, I had some good times. Of course, some are glad to leave high school and move on to the next phase of their life. This is why I think high school isn't the peak, it's the foundation. It's a place where we begin to make something of ourselves and figure out what exactly we want to become. Tonight is a night to look forward, to think about the possibilities held by a few weeks, a few months, a few years. Of course, we won't all make millions, and we may make some dumb decisions. That's the reality of life. What matters is the fact that we will learn from those mistakes and try harder to be good people leading good lives. Now, if I go on much longer, Coach Henry is going to start to heckle, so I'll wrap things up. I don't have an archaic quote, a Bible verse, or a Braveheart victory monologue. It's not as if by being here tonight we win at life, or that success is assured over the next few dozen years. I think we can agree, however, that everyone sitting here has grown somehow in his or her time at Marian. Whether you have calmed down, stepped up, found passion for something, or learned to move on, we have all changed, and hopefully for the better. We have become better suited to deal with the temptations of life and the complexities of its choices. We have grown in faith, whether by an increased trust in the Lord or by a questioning attitude which will one day lead us back to Him. We have been confused and found knowledge, been unsure and found guidance, been alone and found each other. We have been Spartans, and we have stood as one. The memories of Marian will fade, and the successes and failures of our upcoming lives will distance us from our time spent here. But our years in high school have shaped us subtly and profoundly. Thus equipped to make something of ourselves, we continue tomorrow in becoming the people we want to become. We are no longer part of Marian, but Marian will always be a part of us. Thank you, and long live the class of 2012.